Hi, my name is Stephen Frost and I've written a few books on diversity and inclusion. I wrote The Inclusion Imperative about the story of the London Olympics and Paralympics, then wrote Inclusive Talent Management about making talent management more inclusive, and now Building an Inclusive Organisation, which strikes to make that about organisations generally.
My name is Raafi Alidina, and while Building an Inclusive Organisation is my first book, I've done a lot of work on academic papers and simulations that are used in various business and policy schools around the world.
So embedding inclusion into culture is super important, and there's two big things you've got to do. One is tackle your people, one is tackle your systems and processes. So in terms of people, it's about leadership behaviours and behavioural change, and doing that through leadership training, little and often over a period of time for it to sink in. It takes 66 days plus to change a habit, so working with people over that period of time to change what they do, because culture is what you do. The second thing is the systems and processes. So thinking about recruitment, procurement, marketing, looking at these processes and systems, who owns them, how can we disaggregate them, identify areas of bias, and then de-bias them in a particular sequence according to our priorities and resources and so forth. And if you do both those things, you've got a good chance of getting hearts and minds, but also having a sustainable change embedded in your organisation.
And I think that's a really important point of it taking a lot of time, because often we see people do these one-off trainings, and these one-off unconscious bias trainings don't really work no matter how good they are, even if it's like a 3-hour session. And what we've actually found from a lot of research that people like Frank Dobbin at Harvard or Alexander Kalev at Tel Aviv University and others have found that these one-off trainings can even make unconscious biases worse, because people will learn about them, they're now more aware of it, that it exists in them, but they're also aware of the fact that it's not entirely their fault. It's something that is a product of the society that they grew up in. And so they end up feeling less guarded about it and less like they have to change everything because it's not their fault. And they end up leaning into those biases a little bit more. And it's something that behavioral psychologists call moral licensing. And that problem can actually increase the unconscious biases that exist in an organization and in the way people behave. So these one-off trainings not only don't work, they can actually be actively detrimental to your cause.